I'll recognize the member for Calgary-Northwest.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I am pleased to rise today and join the debate on Bill 201, the Scrap Metal Dealers and Recyclers Act, brought forward by the Honourable Member for Strathcona-Sherwood Park. Scrap metal theft in Alberta is on the rise, and Bill 201 aims to reduce it by setting out detailed actions and responsibilities for scrap metal dealers and recyclers. While aligning with the government's goal of crime prevention and safe communities, this bill would minimize the economic and social costs associated with scrap metal theft by creating standards for scrap metal dealers. Due to the increasing value of products such as copper, the number of scrap metal transactions is on the rise. Targeted areas, including LRT extensions, oil field and construction sites, and existing storage and salvage yards. However, these criminal acts of theft do not only hinder businesses financially, they also pose a serious threat to public safety. Careless theft by a perpetrator can result in serious injury or death, specifically the practice of burning or cutting copper or other metals poses a risk to thieves. In recent years, news agencies have highlighted an increasing number of scrap metal thefts throughout our province. The Calgary Herald reported in 2008 that a deceased man was found at the bottom of an NMAX electrical vault who was presumed to be stealing copper wire. A further example is of a man killed in Texas after he was shocked by 69,000 volts of electricity while standing on the top of a substation transformer, cutting off one of the wires. Earlier in 2009, a 32-year-old man was found dead after he'd broken into an electrical substation and was electrocuted, cutting power to 800 customers in the process. Another instance occurred in Riverside, California in June of 2009 when two men were found electrocuted near a utility transformer trying to steal wire, in turn blacking out the city for 2 hours. Across Canada, there have been incidents in which people have been electrocuted or burned as a result of trying to steal wire from transformers. More importantly, Mr. Speaker, I think of the inherent danger scrap metal theft poses to the unsuspecting public. If an employee arrives at his or her work assuming that everything is grounded and in working order, as it was when they left, they could be seriously injured or even killed. Often, ground wires for electrical boxes and transformers are composed of copper. If these are successfully stolen, an unassuming and unaware worker could enter the area and be exposed to extremely dangerous and unstable electrical conditions. Workplace safety is a priority of industry in this province, and scrap metal theft poses a serious threat to maintaining that high standard. The peril of scrap metal theft does not end, though, at the scene of the crime, Mr. Speaker. An additional safety concern of police is burn pits. Now, these are remote locations, often found in rural areas, where the thieves burn the insulation and the coating off of stolen goods. This burning process is done to ensure higher prices are earned at salvage yards. These burn pits pose a high fire risk in their areas, and the environmental impact from melted plastics is a concern for air quality. Mr. Speaker, it's also commonplace for thieves to have small workshops where they strip wire. Often found in sea cans or abandoned buildings, these makeshift shops propose a danger to the public, and they contain propane tanks, torches, power tools, and those are often improperly stored. Another danger to public safety is the theft of manhole covers and sewer grates for profit throughout the industrialized world. Consequently, a number of incidents have occurred affecting motorists, cyclists, and pedestrians, resulting in serious injury and often death. Mr. Speaker, as the global copper inventory continues to decline and prices continue to rise, metal theft is only going to increase. A further concern, Mr. Speaker, is that many of these crimes occur at main substations and transformers. This can lead to severe power outages, which are a risk to a community's essential services. Traffic lights could be affected, raising the risk of motor vehicle accidents. Accordingly, phone and 911 services could be limited, causing serious implications on emergency medical care. A power outage goes far beyond the inconvenience and the general discomfort of the public. Mr. Speaker, it's important to highlight that scrap metal theft not only harms individuals but entire communities. It seems that organized crime has gravitated towards stealing scrap metal because of its rising value. This, coupled with a lack of regulation, means it's easier and easier to steal metals, and thieves are less and less likely to be caught. Specifically, gangs looking for quick money have targeted scrap yards, unguarded maintenance shops, and businesses. This sort of organized crime is the precise threat to our communities that this government is dedicated to combat. And whatever can be done to stifle its proliferation is a step in the right direction. This government has placed a very high emphasis on programs like the Safe Communities Initiative. This initiative strives to help eliminate organized criminal activity, which is such a detriment to our society. The honourable member's bill strives to deter criminals who are looking to make an illegal profit. With approximately 10 salvage yards in Calgary, 12 in Edmonton, and many scattered in smaller urban areas throughout the province, selling and offloading scrap metal is not as challenging to thieves as it should be. Through mandatory identity recording and specific restrictions and responsibilities for scrap metal dealers and recyclers, Bill 201 aims to aid our law enforcement in tracking down and quashing scrap metal thieves. Mr. Speaker, Bill 201 provides additional tools that our law enforcement needs, not only to minimize the economic incentive of scrap metal theft, but also the inherent danger to public safety. Therefore, I support the honourable member's bill and look forward to hearing the thoughts and ideas of my fellow colleagues on the issue. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, honourable member.